So the Denver Broncos, after a very underwhelming 6-11 season, go out, trade some more draft capital, and bring in Sean Payton as their new head coach, after giving up already a bunch of draft capital to bring in Russell Wilson, who led them to a very poor 6-11 record. But can Sean Payton elevate Russell Wilson back to greatness? Let's find out. We're going to take a look at the Broncos team here. We got, of course, Russell Wilson, who's now a 77 superstar. We got Javonte Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick will round out the wide receiver room with, we got Hamler back there, but you know, it's a good fourth option. O-line is not bad. Like, there's a lot to work off of here. Just need a new right tackle. Tight end, Greg Dulcich, as I like to call him, Daddy Dulcich. I am a big fan of him, and we're going to try and hopefully develop him. Albert O is the second option. It's pretty decent. On the defensive side of the ball, there's a couple pieces, but not a whole lot to work with. Justin Simmons, 92 star. I'm surprised. Well, 94 star. I'm surprised he's only a star though. But he's getting up there. He's not gonna be around forever. Surtain, of course, a beast. One of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. And then, you know, there's just a couple pieces here and there. Is it Draymond Jones, right? Yeah, Draymond Jones, 25 star. Hopefully we can develop him into something nice. And then we'll go back to the defensive side of the ball, and we have Kareem Jackson, who's not going to be there long. Randy Gregory, who's old. Josie Jules, he's a piece for now. Alex Singleton, same thing. Baron Browning, he has potential. And then is this Jacob Martin, I believe? Yep. He is a star, 77 finesse move, 86 speed. He's pretty fast. So we have depth at edge too. He has the potential to slide over and replace Randy Gregory if needed. And outside of that, Ronald Darby's getting old. We have Kwan Williams, yep, 31, not going to be here long. So there's a lot that needs to get changed around here. But on the offensive side of the ball, there are a lot of long-term pieces, so that's nice to see. We're not going to be drafting a quarterback because we have Russell Wilson, and hopefully he can get back to greatness. But there is going to be a new Daniel Jones in the league, who's in this auto-generated class with great to elite throw power. He looks like he's going to be pretty good. Maybe the Giants take a jump at him. Who knows? In this simulation, the Chiefs end up beating the Eagles 34-14 in the Super Bowl. I guess we're going to find out if that's going to be the outcome. I highly doubt it'll be that wide of a margin, no matter who wins. But we'll find out pretty soon. Dalton Reisner, I'd like to keep around, give him a 3-year deal. That should be good since he has interest in the team. And we get Dalton Reisner back. We still have $54 million, which is surprising. I'd like to bring Jamont Jones back as well. Give him a 4-year. Might have to bump this up a little more just because he doesn't have interest. And that's going to work out for Draymond. Not going to bring Kareem back. He's 35 years old. He's about to, like, fall and not get back up. He needs life alert at that point. Alex Singleton, 29. He's a 78. He's not bad. I might look to replace him, you know, in the draft. I don't know. It doesn't look like he's regressing just yet, so it's possible. Cam Fleming, I'm not going to be bringing back. Bump this up a little bit, see if he accepts. And we get Alex Singleton back. No, he doesn't want to come back. I think in real life he would resign that in a heartbeat. Only making 3 offers in free agency. It's no one crazy. Just Nasir Adderley, who can slide over and fill that strong safety spot that Kareem Jackson left vacant. Chris Barnes is a depth middle linebacker. He didn't ask for very much money at all. And he's 25 with star development, so I figured why not as a depth piece or someone who comes in and takes the starting role next season. And then Andrew Beck I'll bring back if he is interested, because we do need a fullback, and I looked at the draft and there's really none in there. I feel like Broncos fans are fond of Andrew Beck, so we'll bring him back if he is willing. And we get all 3 of our guys. That's very nice. Here we are on the draft. We don't pick till round 3, pick 5. Let's see who the Bears take at number 1. Give me Devron Huntington. Cardinals should not take a quarterback, thankfully. Raheem Sasser looks like an animal. I think he had A man and B zone. He's a pretty good athletic guy. Parker McCain goes to the Texans. The Dolphins take right tackle Javon Fields. Seahawks take D tackle Luke Gold. Who's going to take Daniel Jones? Steelers take right end Cassidy Day. And Daniel Jones is going to be a Viking. Trading pick 69 and projected 137 and 201 for next year to the Bears for pick 65. Only moving up a couple spots, but all of the offensive linemen except for this one that I'm going to be taking here went off the board that I was interested in. He's a left guard, but he's going to be moving out to right tackle. And his name is TJ Ferguson, 6'4", 300, pass protecting archetype with B run block. Sounds pretty good to me. 87 strength, decent enough athleticism, and I think he can get the job done for a 3rd round tackle. That's about the best quality you're going to get. Hopefully he's at least a 70 though. Roderick Reed, round 3 to 4 corner. Like, these are all guys that the Broncos realistically would have on their board because they can't move up. Julian Portillo looks like our best shot for D-line. Nathan Conrad looks okay as well, but Portillo is round 3 to 4 guy. And I think that's going to be the pick here. He's only 277, but we need to fill that right end spot. And Julian Portillo is going to be the guy to do it with a hidden dev, 82 speed, 84 strength. Sounds pretty good to me. In round 4, we'll be taking cornerback Roderick Reed. Might be able to fill a role. Very good speed actually across the board. He's faster than I thought he was going to be. And we will need a cornerback sooner rather than later. Hopefully he's decent enough to actually fill a role. Considering we didn't pick until the 3rd round, I feel like this is a pretty decent draft. TJ Ferguson, a 73 overall. I do want to see what he's going to be like at right tackle. He is a pass protector, very good pass blocker, which is what we needed. Probably going to drop overall, maybe to like a 71, 72, 71, still 70 plus. Julian Portillo, 82 speed, 84 strengths. He's pretty raw. Doesn't have any block shedding really, but hopefully he can get after the passer as a right end. At least he has a hidden dev trait, so he will get a little better faster than your average 67 overall. Roderick Reed, 69. That's pretty dang good for where he was drafted, because cornerbacks are hard to find down the board. 69 man for, what is that, a 4th round corner? Yeah, I'll take that every day. As for the best player, it was Avery Bonds, who looks like a pretty dang good receiver. 6'3 physical archetype and 95 speed. Good for you, Patriots. Get Mac Jones those weapons. He does. 6'6", 225. Not as fast as the other Daniel Jones, but he does have ideal sense of pressure and ideal forces passes, so I think this guy's actually going to turn out to be pretty dang good. Guys, don't yell at me. I forgot we had Caden Stearns. Oh no. Now I want to start him over Adderley. I might look to just trade Adderley away, unfortunately. I would rather start Stearns because he's 3 years younger. I'm an idiot. Wow. I'm sorry. If you're a Broncos fan watching this, please don't hate me. Maybe I just keep Adderley and Stearns can be the backup strong safety. Because backup strong safeties do see the field. They do. I promise you. As for corners, Damari Mathis might start over Kawan Williams because he's younger and has, you know, future starter tag. Alright guys, this is going to be what the team looks like heading into year 1. We got pretty much the same offense except for we got Ferguson starting at right tackle now. And yeah, that's the only change on the offense. On the defensive side of the ball, this is what we're working with. We got Portillo starting at right end. And, you know, there are a lot of young pieces on this team, like Cooper, and we got Bonito. And we're just going to rock with Gregory for the year because he's still really good. And hopefully he can help propel us to some kind of success. Going to move Damari Mathis to cornerback 3 over Kawan Williams. I thought about trading Adderley, but it's just we need Adderley's skill set at this time. Maybe we move on from him next season and replace him with Stearns, but we shall see. At the midseason mark, we are 4-3, and we'll be taking on the 6-1 Raiders. In this universe, they still have Derek Carr, actually. Let's see who we have to re-sign. Jerry Jeudy, of course, going to be bringing him back. Hopefully he will accept something like this. And we get Jerry Jeudy back. Let's go. 31 mil to work with. Josie Jewell, 28, 81 overall. If he can pop a dev trait, it'd be phenomenal. But I'm comfortable re-signing him because it's only a 3-year contract. 1 year for Ronald Darby is perfect. I will bump this up to 3, bump this up to 2.5. And he wants more money. Want him back long term. 76 overall is perfectly fine. I'm A-okay with giving you that money, Lloyd. Your Denver Broncos end up finishing the season 8-9. Not quite the finish you wanted to see, but for the first year under Sean Payton, you did see improvement. Offensive points per game, 9th, 3rd in offensive pass yards per game. So Russell Wilson wasn't the problem. He took a big step forward with Sean Payton running the show. 5,000 yards, 45 touchdowns, and 15 picks. Love to see that progression. Javonte Williams had a great year on the ground, 1,315 touchdowns. Receiving, Jerry Jeudy was in the slot, 1,300 yards with 10 touchdowns. 1,300 yards for Sutton and 13 touchdowns. And the third option, Tim Patrick with 907 touchdowns and Dulcich with 808 touchdowns. Hamler had 158 yards on 13 catches. I just don't think we need to pay him because any receiver can do that. Look at Mitchell Fabroni. What a jabroni. The dude's like a 30-something overall as our third tight end. He did something even. So I don't feel the need to bring him back. TJ Ferguson, the rookie tackle, converted from guard. You'd probably expect him to allow a little more sacks, but 14 isn't too bad. Learning a new position, the rest of the line was pretty dang solid as well. On the defensive side of the ball, Josie Jewell and Singleton both over 100 tackles on the year. Tackle for loss, Julian Portillo, the rookie, was the only one in double digits. And as for sacks, Baron Browning led the way with 6.5. So defense was clearly the problem this year. And we still had a better season than last year. So there's definitely improvements. Definitely seeing some growth. But we also need to make some changes on the defensive side of the ball, clearly. Brandon McManus was decent, 12 for 14. We didn't kick a lot of field goals. And then Tyler Newsome was our punter. So, I mean, I guess Roderick Reed did most of the return work on kick returns. So we don't even need Hamler. He had a better average. And I guess Adderley was doing punt returns. Adderley ended up playing in the slot as well, actually, which probably hurt the development of Damari Mathis, but it definitely helped the development of Caden Stearns. Since we're over here, Josh Allen's going to be winning MVP with Coach of the Year Matt Rule. Offensive Player of the Year, Jonathan Taylor. Are there any Broncos? Javonte Williams, 10th on the list. Defensive players, I don't expect any for the Broncos. Offensive rookies, no, we only had a right tackle, so. Portillo is 7th on the list for defensive rookie, so, I mean, he did lead our league in tackle for loss. I'm assuming he's only a star. We'll check after we look at all of this. What was this for best QB? We had Russell Wilson at 6th. As for running back, Javonte Williams at 5th. We had Sutton at 3rd for receiver and Judy at 9th. So we're going to be set on our top 2 receivers going forward. Here we are in Super Bowl week. Russell Wilson does not go up to X Factor. I would have hoped for it, but it is what it is. It looks like Sutton went up to Superstar. He did. Love to see it. Aside from that, nothing on the offensive side of the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, Portillo is a star. Simmons goes up to Superstar, so that'll help keep him around a little longer. And aside from that, just nothing. We definitely needed to see more progression than that. We did see 2 stars to superstars, but I would have loved to see Russell Wilson go up to X Factor to give him a little more longevity. And in the Super Bowl, we have the Panthers taking on the Bengals, with the winner being the Carolina Panthers, 21-17. Oh, Offensive Rookie of the Year was Daniel Jones. Crazy. Oh no, Kawan Williams retired. You've got to be kidding me. I will not go for Justin Jefferson because Russell Wilson is eating all of our cap, and that would be basically all the rest of our money. Rashawn Gary, Jalen Hurts. I came into this thinking like, okay, maybe I'll sign 1 or 2 guys that aren't like too expensive. And I went and looked at our team's salaries, and Tim Patrick is going to be making $13 million next season. That is ridiculous. Ed Oliver only wants less than $10 million. I am going to make an offer on him. Calvin Ridley could be a nice third option, although that's quite a lot of money. And we don't need a third option at this moment. Tim Patrick will stay for the next season, and we're gonna make a little offer on Ed Oliver. He does have interest in the team, 10.5 per year. We'll see if that's of interest to him. Aside from Ed Oliver, going to be going after Sean Murphy-Bunting. Only other team is the Chargers, and it looks like they're offering him dirt. I did end up letting Ronald Darby walk because he wanted more than Murphy-Bunting wants. With Surtain, Murphy-Bunting, and Damari Mathis, I feel like the cornerback room would be pretty solid. And then Albert O, I forgot to, sign him. So we'll see if he comes back. Evaluate. We get all 3 of them. We'd love to see it. We have 28 mil. I thought about going after Trayvon Diggs. It's just a lot of money. He wanted like 18 mil per year. So I'm pretty upset about the Russell Wilson cap situation now, seeing as there are a ton of great quarterbacks in this draft. We have pick 12, so we're just going to go to our pick. But I want to see who goes off the board. There was a running back that just went at pick 3. I didn't look at the running backs at all. I probably should have, but Javonte Williams has been performing well. And there is a quarterback that we'd be able to take at our pick that looks insane. He's around 1 to 2 projection, but just, I thought that said Aaron Donald. I was like, oh no. The Vikings got Daniel Jones and Aaron Donald, not the right ones. But where's this quarterback at? Bradley Gooden. Tell me this guy doesn't... And he has the lightning quick release, almost ignores... Oh my gosh. If this was a franchise, I would draft him in a heartbeat. Good throw power, great speed, great strength, great jumping, elite change of direction, great agility, great acceleration. A under pressure, A throw on the run, B medium, B deep, A short. This dude's gonna be phenomenal. And we don't need him. I can't get him and then have Russell Wilson just, sitting on the bench. I mean, we could have Gooden sit on a bench for a year, but like, why? Bagley is 6'4", okay? Elite speed, elite excel, elite agility. With a 4'3", C zone, B man. We don't necessarily need a corner, but man looks pretty good. Terrence Ferris is around 3 to 4. Someone who looks like he might have some value down the board. I wouldn't be taking him this early, obviously. And then there's Antoine Williamson, who's around 1 to 2. Elite speed, a 4.57 isn't too bad, I guess. A tackle, B man, A pursuit. Don't know the zone or block shed, which are pretty big for middle linebackers. And that's where he'd be sliding into. We're going to make this trade with the Raiders. Interdivisional, whatever, I don't care. We're picking up their 30 and 94 this year and getting their first rounder next year. Hopefully they suck next year and they regret this decision. Gonna be making this trade with the Browns to pick up a first and a third next year as well as a fifth this year. Alright guys, call me crazy, but I'm trading down again and we're getting another first rounder next year. Trading away pick 76 and 138 to move up to pick 68 just so I can get that linebacker Ferris off the board. He's the last middle linebacker. Like, he's a top one right now, and he's pretty much the only player I really wanted in this draft, so we're going to move up and draft him here. He is hidden dev. I like what I see. After I took Terrence Ferris, I ended up taking Colby Cook in the 3rd round to be our backup quarterback. He has 87 speed and 94 throw power. Normal dev, we needed a backup, and no cheaper way to get a backup than mid-round late pick. After that, I ended up taking Justin Harper, a slot receiver, who pretty much is going to fill KJ Hamler's role, and potentially Tim Patrick next season. And lastly, I took D'Angelo Bridge in the 7th round. We need a decent backup running back, and Bridge looked like he could be, decent enough. Tashawn Bagley, that 6'4" corner, ends up being a 78 overall. Hidden dev with, just like Tariq Woolen incarnate. Guys, the computer is ridiculous. I'm trying to get through this rebuild faster than normal, but they go and they sign all these receivers, and I've already released 3 of them. Like, who needs 20 receivers on their roster? Like, why? Why do you do this? And then you have no depth at other positions, because when you sim past the preseason, they don't cut based on position. They cut based on overall. And they probably would have kept like 10 receivers on this damn team. Trading Alex Singleton, DJ Jones, and one of our 4 first-round picks in this next draft for Nick Bolton to the Chiefs. I feel like that is a very good trade. I tried to find teams that kind of needed the players, but at the same time could afford them, and there was not a lot that I could work with on that. And the Chiefs made sense. Of course, Nick Bolton is really good, really young, but we need to upgrade that middle linebacker position, and that was the best thing I felt this team could do right now. Heading into year 2, this is what the team looks like. The only changes are to backup running back and 4th receiver. Aside from that, everything stays the same. And on the defensive side of the ball, we added Nick Bolton at middle linebacker. Caden Stearns will still play backup strong safety. Portillo's going to be at left end. And I traded DJ Jones because we have Ed Oliver in the middle now. So we have Draymond, Ed Oliver, Portillo. Hopefully Portillo develops a little more. We have Murphy Bunting at cornerback 2 and Damari Mathis at 3. Mathis will also be in the slot this year. At the midseason mark, we are 4-2. I can't really say it's an upgrade from last year because we are 1 game behind where we were since we had our bye week already. And this is why they were willing to trade Nick Bolton, because he is due for a contract. Good thing is we have a lot of money to work with now, thanks to the fact that we have a lot of expiring contracts. Hopefully he will take a 5-year, $13 million a year deal? He does. Nick Bolton is back with the team long term. We also have Surtain, who needs a long-term contract. 11.5 and 9. He wants more length or less length. I don't know. I wish they would specify. Justin Simmons, 4 years feels like a lot, but he has a 94 overall. I will pay it, and he takes it. All right, 45 million left. We have Javonte Williams, Quinn Miners. I'm gonna let Garrett Bowles walk. He's 32. We can find a replacement that's decent enough. Baron Browning I'd like to bring back. Tim Patrick can walk. We'll replace him. And so I think we're pretty good on money. There's a lot of guys down here, but they don't require a lot of money because they're lower overalls. We can lock them up long term. Javonte, I'd like. This sucks because I know $7 million a year isn't a lot, but he's also not like a super stud. If I can get him 6 years, $7 million a year, works for me, Javonte. Quinn Miners, I do want to bring back. He's 25 star dev. Absolutely a guy you want to keep around long term. If I can get him on a $9 million a year deal, that'd be great, and it works out on both sides. We're gonna have to give Surtain a little more money. We do want to bring back Baron Browning, 5 years. Actually, let's wait, see how he does this season, and then we'll bring him back based on that. Tim Patrick is 30 years old. He's fine to walk, and yeah, we will work on all the other contracts down the road. I simmed to the next week, and we are now 5-2 after beating the Browns 34-24. So I can now say that we're having a better season than last year. And let's see if we can get Patrick Surtain locked up. What if I just do like 12.5 and 10 over 7? Oh gosh, he's a 95 overall. Let's do this. It's a lot of money, but he's that dude, you know? He's that dude. Caden Stearns. Unfortunately, I replaced with Nasir Adderley. What does he want? He doesn't want much at all, actually. As a backup safety, I'm willing to pay 3 mil. Is that good? Works for me. In year 2 with Sean Payton, your Denver Broncos have clinched a playoff berth at 10-7. Since it's only year 2, I'm not going to jump into this game. I'll only jump in if we actually make it to the Super Bowl. If we don't, it's still a successful season. We end up beating the Colts 34-28 in the wild card round. And we'll be taking on our division rivals, the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 15-2 in the division round. We lose 28-21. It's a bummer, but there is a lot of progression, a lot of good things on this team going on. Let's go ahead and take a look at the season stats. Daniel Jones up there. It's not the Daniel Jones you're thinking of, though. Russell Wilson, another solid season, 4,800 yards, 44 touchdowns. Picks are a little higher, but he's regressing. And he's only going to keep regressing because that's how Madden works. Javonte Williams had not that solid of a season. D'Angelo Bridge did vulture 5 touchdowns from him, but 1,107 isn't that great. What? Who else had 3 touchdowns down here? Was that? Oh, Beck had 3? Okay, so they were spread out a little bit, but still. Jerry Jeudy with 16 touchdowns on 1,300 yards. 11 touchdowns for Daddy Dulcich on 900 yards. Cortland Sutton has 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. Tim Patrick 805. Pretty solid season, and Justin Harper did exactly what you would see from Hamler. As for blocking, much improved season for TJ Ferguson. No sacks allowed for Lloyd Cushenberry. Could see a dev up if he wins lineman of the year. He's going to be on the list, so it's possible. And then Garrett Bowles with 12 sacks allowed. I mean, it's his last season with us. And he wasn't really playing for that contract, I see. Nick Bolton led the team in tackles with 135 and 4 tackle for loss. He had 4 picks as well. It looks like we had a decent amount of picks. Tackles for loss, 21 by Ed Oliver, 12 by Draymond Jones, 11 for Randy Gregory. Portillo was playing less because he wasn't a rush D tackle, but still ended up getting 6 sacks. 12 for Baron Browning. He did earn that contract, so we will bring him back. 8.5 for Draymond Jones, 6.5 for Gregory. Unfortunately, he's making a lot of money, and he's here for another season or 2, I think. Bolton and Surtain both 4 picks, 3 for Mathis, 2 for Simmons, and 1 for Stearns, a backup strong safety. Throughout, McManus was god-awful, and he will never come back to this team. Braden Mann, on the other hand, you know Braden Mann, he's that man. Offensive yards, we were 11th. Offensive yards were down. Defensive yards were also down from 31st to 17th, so that's a major improvement. But the offense took a step back, and that probably has a lot to do with Russell Wilson's regression. Let's go ahead and take a look at our dev traits. Judy finally gets up to superstar, so now we have 2 superstar receivers. Devontae doesn't go up, Russ doesn't go up, Dulcich does. He gets his star development. Love to see it. On the defensive side of the ball, Nick Bolton gets superstar. And I think that's about it. Oliver might have been a star, actually, so I think he got up to superstar. And he did. Russell Wilson's window is closing. And the Chiefs just keep winning. And they're going to be taking on the Lions in the Super Bowl here. Let's see who gets that win. And the Lions win the Super Bowl. Hooray, Lions fans. 38-32 over the Chiefs with... Oh, they have Lamar Jackson now. Makes sense. I think it's about that time to move on from Randy Gregory, to be honest. Savings $9 million, and the penalty's only going to be $6 million. I don't feel like paying him $16 million for 2 more years when he's regressing. His finesse was 88 when we started. It's now down to 80. Maybe he stays for this next season. We'll see what happens in free agency. We don't have a lot of money to work with. $23 million. Yeah, this team can't really improve much through free agency because we don't have a lot of money. Because they decided to give Russell Wilson the whole world. But I'm not going to be signing anyone in free agency. So we're just going to jump right ahead to the draft. And we will go from there. In this draft, we have picks 6, 9, and 26. Now there are some really good looking top 5 guys. So I'm going to wait. I want one of these top 3. I'm going to wait for 2 of them to go off the board. And then I'm going to trade up. I don't know, man. That left tackle looked really good. But at the same time, I'm not trading up to pick 1. CJ McElroy looks like a stud with great speed, great strength, elite excel. A to C power moves, B to D finesse, and B block shedding, A tackling. He looks really, really good. Bunch of good quarterbacks. A bunch of them. Logan Pritchard looks really good. I might even draft him if he's still there with our pick 26 and we're picking there. Just because if Russell Wilson starts to decline, we will have an option behind him. And with the first pick, the Cardinals take Tyree Harris, left tackle out of Miami. The Dolphins take CJ McElroy at pick 2. And I think I'm going to trade up for that corner. And he's going to replace Damari Mathis. Unfortunately, A-man, B-zone, A-catching, great speed, elite excel, great agility. Is he worth the trade up? Do we need him that bad? Britton McCune looks interesting. Good speed, so he's not as fast as the other guy. A to C finesse, and he is a speed rusher with B power moves. So that's what's interesting about that. I'm assuming he's going to end up with A finesse. I don't think I'm going to trade up here, though. We're going to just let the Jaguars take this corner because he would be our third option. And I think I'm okay with not taking him. I really wanted the edge. If he would have fell to pick 3, I would have moved up for him. But I'm not going to move up for a corner when we're only looking for a third corner right now. And Jelani Black is humongous with really good athleticism and elite strength. The finesse blocking is not there. And then there is also Levi Burke, who is just an inch shorter and also very athletic. B run block, A pass block, finesse. I think we're going to go Levi Burke here. Normal dev, unfortunately, but we do get our left tackle of the future, and the O-line is set once again. So I forgot our pick was so soon, and we end up getting Logan Pritchard. That's great. I think that was the one I had on my draft board, so that's, I mean, at least we get him. But I could have got him at pick 26, I believe, so that's unfortunate. But we do have Logan Pritchard now. Hopefully he's something. I didn't even, I simmed past the pick. I don't even know if he has hidden dev or what. So we're just going to keep moving along. If anything, we trade him for something. And I'd be A-okay with that. Trading away pick 26 for the first round pick of the Commanders next season. At pick 26 in the second round, I'm going to be taking outside linebacker edge rusher Hayden Rudd. He has elite speed, good strength, good excel, B block shedding, C power moves, and I'm assuming it's going to be B finesse because he is a speed rusher. Hidden dev, 86 speed, 87 excel, I will take it. Could be a replacement for Randy Gregory if we decide to move on from him. Trading away pick 7 in round 3 for a second rounder from the Ravens next year as well as a 7th this year. Our new left tackle turns out to be a 74 overall. He's a normal dev, but he should be able to get the job done, you know what I'm saying? Our new QB, Logan Pritchard, is a 78 overall hidden dev with 90 throw power, really good accuracy, and 95 speed. Alright, so that's something. Hayden Rudd turns out to be a dud, and I mean, he does have hidden dev. He's just not quite there, you know? I ended up taking Joe Logan in the third, a good backup tight end. 74 overall, I will take that any day. And then the rest just turned out to be some depth pieces. We needed a kicker and punter, so Kenny Thurman and Miles Fisher are going to be our kicker and punter. Hopefully they can do better. Well, he's not going to do better than Man, but hopefully Fisher does better than McManus. Maybe I should have made a trade up for the top 3 guys, because I did pretty good. Tyree Harris ends up being an 81 overall left tackle. I mean, obviously he's better than our tackle, but at what price? CJ McElroy, 78 overall. 77, oh gosh, 77 block shedding, 76 finesse, 82 power moves. He's kind of a beast. Maybe I should trade it up for him. But it's okay. And then the Jaguars get Terrence Pinkney, 80 overall corner with 80 man, 79 zone. Yeah, he is a beast. All right, heading into year 3, this is what the team looks like. Russ is going to start over Pritchard because he's getting paid all that money. He better earn it. We got Harper at third receiver now. I drafted Snell late in the draft, so little hidden dev star probably receiver as our 4th option. We got Logan as our backup tight end, and we have Burke at left tackle now. On the defensive side of the ball, going to be putting Ferris at our 2nd middle linebacker now. Josie Jewell has 78 speed, and I just don't want that there. Randy Gregory will continue to start. We will evaluate that at the midseason mark, see how he's doing. Potentially trade him away at that point. Maybe have Benito start the rest of the way after that. On the line, we still have Draymond, Ed Oliver, and Portillo. Portillo is going to be the rush D tackle with Ed Oliver because he does have 85 power moves, and I'd like to see him, you know, get that next level. We have Murphy Bunning, Surtain still, Damari Mathis in the slot, and Roderick Reed behind them. At the midseason mark, we are 2-4, and things are not going well. We're going to take a look around on this team, see what the problem is exactly. Russ is about average in the league, but has the 32nd passer rating. 1,800 yards, 13 touchdowns, 6 picks. Not great. Javonte is having a terrible season as well. This offense is not clicking. Dulcich leading a team in yards. Judy, Harper, Sutton are all up there in yardage. But something's not clicking with this team. The sacks aren't great, but they're not the worst, I guess. Defensively, Ferris is leading the team in tackles. For sacks, Gregory has a half sack. He has 7 tackle for losses. He is leading the team with Portillo in that. But like, a half sack, bro? What's going on with this team? So offensive yards, 28th. It can't be the playbook. Defense is balling, actually. Defensive yards is 7th. Points scored, 23rd. So it's absolutely the offense that is stalling. We will finish the year with Russ, just to see if he turns it around. Maybe this is his final hurrah. I would hope he would retire. I don't think he will, but we'll see what happens. Daniel Jones leading the league in yards, and you know, I wish I had Daniel Jones. 3 years, I'm comfortable with that. Bump this up to 6, bump this up to 3. 9 mil a year sounds pretty good to me. Aside from that, we have Dalton Reisner as well. Give him a 2 year. Bump this up to 9.5 per year. and Dalton Reisner is going to be back with the team. Nasir Adderley has no interest. We have Caden Stearns. Adderley has not progressed, and I don't want to bring him back. Dulcich, Daddy Dulcich, the man, the myth, the goon, the baller is back with the team. We are making a huge trade here, trading Nasir Adderley, Randy Gregory, and pick 12 projected for Javon Holland from the Dolphins. Massive upgrade to our secondary, and we still hold on to another first-round pick that we own. So we made a huge change to the team. Even though offense has been our actual struggle, we add a premier strong safety. I mean, he was a free safety, but he moves over to strong safety. He has 90 zone coverage and is a massive upgrade. We move on from Randy Gregory, and we will now have Nick Benito starting at right outside linebacker and rush right end with Rudd right behind him. Hopefully Benito can turn things around and make up for the lack of production that we've had. Well, the change at strong safety was not enough to turn this team around. We end up 6-11. Not what you want to see. Daniel Jones, of course, on the top of the league in passing. Russ does finish with 4,900 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 14 picks. With not a great rating, 37 sacks isn't too bad. Javonte had a terrible year. What happened, bro? D'Angelo Bridge got some carries, but 3.8 is not good. Sutton, Judy, and Dulcich all over 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns for Sutton, 12 for Judy, 4 for Dulcich. Justin Harper with 900 yards and 6 touchdowns is pretty solid. As for blocking, 12 sacks allowed by the left tackle and 11 by the right tackle. The rest of the line was pretty good. Not too bad. Bolton and Ferris both over 125 tackles. That's pretty nice to see. As for tackle for losses, 13 for Portillo, 13 for Oliver, and 10 for Baron Browning. On the sacks, 14.5 for Baron Browning, earning his keep on the team. 8 for Ed Oliver, 5.5 for Bolton. Benito finishes with 1.5. Not great stuff. Not at all. Draymond Jones only played in 3-4, with 3.5 sacks is pretty good. As for picks, 3 for Ferris, 3 for Surtain, 2 for Holland. I don't know what he had before he came over here. Miles Fisher did way better than McManus. 15 for 19. I'll take it from a rookie with not great accuracy. And then the rookie Kenny Thurman, 53.9 average is really good, actually. Thurman, oh, our rookie punter makes the Pro Bowl. But aside from Thurman and Bolton and Judy, that's not a great year. As for dev traits, let's take a look. Russ is still a superstar. Because I have dev trait regression off, I'm surprised it's actually working, because a lot of times it doesn't. Pritchard's up to an 80 overall though, so it's going to be his team next year. Russ is just getting worse. On the defense, doesn't look like anything at all happened over here. Browning maybe went up to star. I don't know if he was a star before. He does get star dev for his 14.5 sack performance this year. You want to take a look at these yearly awards? Let's go ahead and take a look at these yearly awards and see no Broncos on it. Any for MVP? No. No Sean Payton on Coach of the Year. AFC Offensive Player of the Year. No Broncos. Defensive Player of the Year. Baron Browning at number 7. Offensive Rookie. We had Max Snell and Joe Logan at 9 and 10. Defensive Rookie. No one. Best QB. Russell Wilson was at 7. Don't expect a running back. Best receiver. We have Jerry Jeudy at 7. No one on the O-line list. D-line list. No one. Best linebacker. We have Browning at 4. Best DB. We have no one. Best kicker. Nope. Panthers win 38-17. Suck it, Chiefs. Zach Barrett, Super Bowl MVP. Let's go and see if Russell Wilson retires. Pray to the football gods that we have a lot of cap space. Pray. Just pray. And he didn't retire because we still have 41 mil. I'm assuming that means he didn't retire. And he didn't because he hates us. I really should have dev trait regression on. I don't know if he would have regressed either way because he had a decent enough season. I just don't know what happened that year. Oh, Pritchard's an X factor, by the way. I thought he might be, but we let him sit behind a veteran for a season, learn the ways of the game, and now he's gonna come in with Bazooka as an 80 overall X factor year 2 quarterback that had time to sit behind a veteran, Russell Wilson, who taught him the game. Russell Wilson is down to a 70 overall now. With 84 throw power, this man ain't going to get it done. Throw on the run and play action is still incredible, but the rest of it is not. If he accepts this, I'll bring him back, and that's fine, I guess. It's not too much. Damari Mathis also doesn't want a lot of money. I'm comfortable with that. I pumped it up a little bit just because he has no interest in the team. And he accepts the rest of these guys. Let's see if there's anyone. Van Dyke. I mean, I'm not paying a fullback. I'll draft one. The rest of these guys can walk. We'll see if we can make maybe one decent move in free agency and go to the draft. Only making one offer in free agency. I need edge, but there are no edge available. Derek Stingley is available. Even though he has no interest in the team, I offered him pretty much exactly what he wanted. I added a year and like 0.1 to his bonus, and it puts us on top. So if he comes, joins us, we have the best cornerback room in the league. And he doesn't join us, unfortunately. Like 77 man, 76 zone. That's fine for a third corner. I think I'm fine with our cornerback room, actually, how it is. I would have not been mad if we got Stingley, but that's fine. We have Simmons, we have Holland, Stearns. DBs are really good. Edge is where we need help. I'm fine with Terrence Ferris. He's not terrible. He's our second option. We have Baron Browning, who's a baller. Ed Oliver, baller. Draymond Jones, baller. Portillo, honestly, a baller for his overall. O-line is set. Tight end is set. The only thing we need is edge. If there's not one in this draft that I can go ahead and get, gonna make a trade for one. I ended up taking Torrey Lowry, edge at pick 7. The edge that I really wanted went pick number 1. So I went with Lowry, and then I went with Emmanuel Williams as my second pick, hoping you had to hit on one of them, right? Lowry does look better though. 75 overall end. He's going to be moving to outside linebacker though, with 76 finesse, 69 block shedding. Looks alright. 85 spell speed, 91 excel is okay. And then you have Emmanuel Williams, who is a 70 overall speed rusher with 74 finesse. Not too far off, honestly. And he has better block shedding. Might be a tough decision. Then in the second round with the 8th pick, I took Justice Cartwright. Looks to be a really good receiver. Probably going to jump into that 3rd spot. I don't know. I'll look around at which receiver I think is better. I think it's going to be Cartwright though. He does have that hidden dev. And then I moved up with our 3rd, 4th, and 7th picks. I moved up to take Lance Highsmith to be our backup running back. Looks pretty dang good. Rookie out the gate. Only 5'8", but 74 overall. Works for me. Then a depth lineman and our new starting fullback, Billy Levy. Do want to take a look at the edge rusher that I wanted, which was Alan Barkley. Only a 75 overall, so not too far off, but he does have hidden dev. And he has better power move and block shedding, so you know, just not a great draft overall, but hopefully one of the edge guys can fill the role nicely. I did look around to try and make a trade, but the best I could do was get someone on a 1-year rental because they were going to end up needing a contract, and I didn't want to have to pay them right off the bat. So we are where we are, and it's going to be what it's going to be. This is going to be what the lineup looks like for year 4. We're going to have Pritchard starting, and Russ is going to be saying, let's ride from the bench this year. We got Highsmith, new backup running back. Hopefully he can give Javonte some rest here and there. We're going to put Cartwright in the 3rd receiver slot. Harper is a better receiver overall, but Cartwright has better release by a mile, maybe 2 miles even. On the defensive side of the ball, going to have Rudd The outside linebacker we drafted last season, starting, because he actually looks like he has the best tool set to get it done compared to all the guys we just drafted and Benito. Outside of that, on defense, it will look pretty much the same. I'm going to try out Portillo at rush right end, Browning at rush left end, and Ed Oliver and Draymond Jones up the middle. At the midseason mark, we are 5-2 on top of the division, and things are looking good. Let's go ahead and take a look at these stats real quick. Daniel Jones still leading the league. I told y'all he was going to be a beast. Ooh, Pritchard ain't doing much though. Javonte having a much better season. Looks like Highsmith is providing the much needed rest he needed. Dulcich, no touchdowns. Come on, dude. Defensively, let's see what's going on over here. Sacks. Portillo has 1.5. He's doing okay on that edge spot. And Hayden Rudd starts in the 3-4 at right outside linebacker. So 5 tackle for loss. Not bad. Tackles, Ferris and Bolton leading the way, of course. Picks, how we doing? It's okay. Miles Fisher's balling out. Pritchard. What are you doing, dude? You need to, like, pick it up or Russ is going to get back in there. He's doing terrible. So the team is winning in spite of Logan Pritchard is what I'm seeing. 14th offensive yards, 16th defensive yards. This doesn't look like it would be a 5-2 team looking at those stats. 22-20. Oh, we are barely winning. That's what it is. Ew, 6-13. Yucky. Sean Murphy Bunting wants a 2-year. I think I will give him... No, he wanted a 1-year. I'm going to give him a 2-year, though. Offer is perfect. Good to have you back, buddy. Draymond Jones. Breaking bones. No interest in the team. Whoa. Accept that. No. He wants more. Okay. Julian Portillo, absolutely bringing him back. Not even going to be expensive, and he's been a baller for this team. He's back. You love it. 16 mil left. We are not in a good spot. TJ Ferguson, Roderick Reed. Roderick Reed doesn't want a lot, so I will bring him back on a 4-year. See if he accepts that. 2.8 a year, I'll accept that. TJ Ferguson, how much do you want, brother? Oh, he doesn't want much at all. I can give him a 5-year, bump this up. How about that? Offer is perfect. TJ Ferguson's back. We need to give Draymond some more money. I might wait till the end of the year, just see if he actually is performing well. I would assume he is. But I will see you guys. What's this trade offer? Nick Benito. Oh. I mean, we do have a lot of depth at that position. I understand. Ooh. William Boone. You know what? Why not? I'm assuming his name is William. It might be Walter or something. Well, his name is actually Wade, and he has 87 finesse moves. And this Broncos team ends up finishing out pretty strong at 12-5. We are in the wild card round against the Browns. Let's take a real quick look at these stats. We had Pritchard. What is going on? Javonte Williams had an incredible year. 1,400 yards, 18 touchdowns. Judy, the only receiver over 1,000 yards. It's, oh man. I knew because of Pritchard's stupid traits, he was going to have problems. Oblivious and conservative. Bolton, 142 tackles. What a goon. 14 tackle for loss for Rudd, 11 for Ed Oliver, 10 for Portillo, 10 for Draymond Jones. Sacks, 12 for Baron Browning, 9 for Ed Oliver, 8 for Draymond Jones, 5 for Portillo, 5 for Wade Boone, 2 for Hayden Rudd, and just a couple here and there for everyone else. You know, it's nothing crazy. They're spread out a lot, so that's, I mean, you still get the sacks, they're just spread out a lot. Surtain and Murphy Bunting both with 4 picks. Hayden Rudd ended up having a pick. Bolton and Ferris each had 1. And 1 for Mathis and Stearns as well. Fisher finishes 20 for 24. That's okay. Kenny Thurman, decent season. I wish we had Daniel Jones. I have not changed the schemes at all, but here we are jumping into a playoff game in year 4 against the Browns. Let's get it. Pritchard, please do something. Pritchard. You're an X Factor quarterback. You need to do something. You are not doing anything, and I don't like it. This is not going very well at all. Please get a touchdown. What happened, dude? Oh my gosh. Pritchard sucks. This dude is trash. How are we doing better on offense with a 74 overall Russ? Like, why can't you just do that? Literally 3 picks, dude? Oh my gosh. I can't with this guy. I can't. Can you get it to him? What a catch by Cartwright in the end zone. Now can the defense do their job? The defense hasn't been bad. I mean, on this drive they have. Great. Yeah, that's the game. Alright. This is so bad, dude. How do you even have your X Factor going? Dulcich. No! Gotta get in the end zone. I had to call the timeout there. I mean, I know we need... This is bad. Maybe it's just a fluke because it's his first playoff game. But hopefully next season goes better for him. Take away about 100 of his yards. And that touchdown. And he has a 47 rating with that. So just think about that. Wow, look at that. Daniel Jones, league MVP. You know what? I'm going to try and trade them Pritchard and a first round pick for Daniel Jones. I do not care. I do not care. Daniel Jones is a freaking stud. We got Coach of the Year. Sean Payton wins Coach of the Year. This team wins the division. 12-5. Javonte Williams and the defense carried this team. How is Javonte not on the Offensive Player of the Year award list? Justice Cartwright wins Offensive Rookie. Defensive Rookie, we don't have anyone because I didn't start anyone on the defensive side that was a rookie. Chiefs are in the Super Bowl once again, this time taking on the Vikings. But let's see if we have any dev ups. Hopefully Javonte can... Why is Javonte Williams not going up to a superstar? Someone tell me. If you have 1,400 yards and 18 touchdowns, how do you not go up? Same amount of carries as last year too. Same scheme, everything. I don't know what changed. But he just had a way better year. We have an 83 overall X Factor quarterback who cannot win games. Cartwright turns out to be a superstar unless he got that. I'm not sure. Okay, he did just get that from getting Offensive Rookie of the Year. He came out as a star from the draft. We don't know Highsmith yet. We will find out soon enough. On the defensive side of the ball, Surtain goes up to X Factor. And that's about it over here. Lewis Seen actually wins Super Bowl MVP. Daniel Jones. I don't think they're going to trade their Super Bowl winning quarterback. Guys, we did it. We made it to Russell Wilson's retirement. So there were some things in free agency, but nothing that I really needed. I would have only gone after a stud quarterback or edge rusher, or this middle linebacker that I went after, that I offered way more money and 7 years, but he went with the Cowboys instead. So there's that. Only player I offered was him. And we have a ton of cap room now, and I'm probably going to try and make some kind of crazy trade for either a quarterback, probably a quarterback. I want Daniel Jones. I want him bad, and I'm going to get him, you know? We're going to try and get him real quick. You know what? No. We're going to give this quarterback one final shot. This is going to be the last year of the rebuild anyway. Can he propel this team to the Super Bowl? Can he do it? One person I want in this draft, Daryl Gilmore. He will be our new edge rusher at right outside linebacker. Elite speed, great strength, great excel, A finesse moves. Daryl Gilmore. I will move up to get him. If I have to move up to pick one, I will. Hopefully, doesn't come to that. We're gonna find out. There was nothing in free agency aside from that linebacker, by the way, so that's what it is. How about this? Next pick, I will move up if he is still there, and he is. Trading 23.55 and our second rounder next year to move up to pick number 4 in a trade with the Patriots. I went a couple picks because these teams didn't need outside linebackers, so I waited, and if they took him, I was going to trade for a veteran anyway. But we will be taking Daryl Gilmore here, who is going to round out the rest of our defensive lineup. Finally, going into year 5, we will have a solid defense all around. Daryl Gilmore comes out as a 76 hidden dev outside linebacker with 80 finesse, 70 block shed, 71 power move, 86 speed, 88 excel, and 81 strength as an outside linebacker. All the traits you want to see. Hopefully he can ball out on the other side of Baron Browning. Heading into the 5th and final year, we are an 86 overall. Not super high overall, but it is a very solid team. We need Logan Pritchard to get it together this season. He's got everything he needs. Javonte Williams should be a superstar. Wish he would have got up there. Highsmith, great backup. Judy, Sutton, Cartwright, all superstar receivers. You have a solid offensive line. And you have Daddy Dulcich and Logan behind him, who's been a really good tight end. Like, I wouldn't even mind starting him. On the defensive side of the ball, I guess they decided to reveal his development trait already, and it's a star. So that's unfortunate, but he's a major upgrade at the position. Hopefully we see some kind of output from him. Bolton and Ferris still in the middle. And we got Browning still left outside. Javon Holland, Simmons, D-line is good. We got Boone sliding in at right end. We got in that trade last season from trading Benito. So that's nice. Cornerback room is solid. Damari Mathis in the slot. And let's sim to midseason and see what the Sean Payton Broncos team is looking like. At midseason, this team is 3-4. They're just not getting it done. Please tell me it is not Logan Pritchard. It is Logan Pritchard, just underperforming like crazy. Never would have thought I'd say this. I wish Russell Wilson was still here. Bring Ed Oliver back. 3 years. Bump that up to 7. Good offer. Ed Oliver's back. I may end up doing another season just because I don't understand what the problem here is. 222 for you. There you go, Reisner. And Terrence Ferris, of course, 80 overall, 24 years old. Bring him back on a 6-year. Screw it. That should be plenty. And it is. This team ends up going 7-10. 7-10. Bottom of the division. Weekly awards. Interesting. And it was Logan Pritchard. Of course it was. Of course it was. And Daniel Jones on top of the league again. Dude is just demolishing. Alright, Pritchard, you did have a better season. He finished the season a lot stronger than he started it. So I'm not sure if he's the reason. 29 touchdowns isn't great. Javonte had a solid season. It wasn't as good as last year, but it's solid. Receiving, Jerry Jeudy balled out with 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns. Dulcich didn't do much. Cartwright did well. Sutton did okay, I guess. What about sacks? Not bad. Not great, but not terrible. I noticed he only got sacked 31 times. Nick Bolton, balling out as usual. Tackle for loss, 17 for Portillo, 11 for Browning, 11 for Ed Oliver. Sacks, way down. Not good. 8 for Gilmore, 7 for Browning. Ew-wee. Surtain and Murphy Bunting still balling with picks. A lot of guys with 1. Kicking was terrible. What the hell, Miles? 14th in offensive yards, 29th in defensive yards. So this year it was the defense that was just terrible. Even though we made the defense better. Here in Super Bowl week, same devs on offense, nothing has changed. On defense, Gilmore gets up to superstar, and that's it. It is nice though. Maybe because Gilmore was doing really good this season, that's why Browning was down on sacks. Let's take a look at these yearly awards and see no Broncos on here. Wow, Daniel Jones wins MVP again. This dude is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Coach of the Year, Zach Taylor. Offense Player of the Year, Najee Harris. Defense Player of the Year, Max Crosby. Chester Johnson, offensive rookie. Daryl Gilmore wins defensive rookie. That's probably what he got superstar from. Best QB, Joe Burrow. Was our QB even on here? No, because he didn't have touchdowns. He was on here somehow. Best running backs, nothing. Best wide receivers, Judy at 3. Best O lineman, nope. Best D lineman, nope. Best linebacker, who's down here? Browning at 10. Best DB, Surtain at 6. Murphy Bunting at 9. Best kicker, no, which makes sense because he had a terrible season. And the Steelers win 38-28. Alright, for this final year, I went crazy in free agency. I also wanted Marshawn Lattimore, but he decided he didn't want to come here. Kenny Clark, I know Portillo's a beast, but Kenny Clark is an 89 overall superstar, so he's going to fill out that spot. Isaiah Simmons is going to come down to be middle linebacker too. Duggar will move into strong safety role, and Javon Holland is going to play the slot corner role. Heading into year 6, this team has no excuses. 92 defense, 85 offense, 88 overall. The only thing that's really lacking is offensive line, and even then, it's not bad. It's very solid offensive line at that. Maybe you could argue that I could upgrade Sutton, but to have 3 superstar receivers, I think is plenty. Even if he is 30 plus years old and an 82 overall, he's not bad. Defense, if they do bad again, I don't know what to tell you. Javon Holland's going to be cornerback number 2. He's actually very solid as a corner. 88 overall with 83 man and 93 zone. Duggar is going to be our strong safety. And unfortunately, Ferris is going to be middle linebacker 3 behind Simmons because I don't understand. I don't get it. And I signed Butker, so we have a very good kicker now. See y'all at the midseason mark. I guess all it took was putting together a crazy defense for this team to start doing good. And at the midseason mark, we're 5-1. But, oh wow, Daniel Jones, top of the league as always. Pritchard is not performing, of course. Defense is holding this team together along with Javonte Williams. So I guess it's like in last year, the defense did bad. The year before it was defense, Javonte Williams. And this year again, it is defense and Javonte Williams. This team ends up finishing 12-5 and earning a first round bye. And of course, Daniel Jones on top of the league in passing yards. Who would have ever thought you could say Daniel Jones is the best quarterback in the league? Logan Pritchard, not a great year. 4,500 yards, 31 touchdowns, 12 picks. It's not a terrible year. It's just not great. Rushing, Javonte Williams was great. 22 touchdowns, 1,500 yards. Even Highsmith had 12 touchdowns. That's pretty solid. 34 touchdowns between the two of them. 38 total touchdowns rushing by this team. That is solid. Receiving, not so solid. Jerry Jeudy was the only solid one. On the defensive side of the ball, Nick Bolton, as always, over 125 tackles. Isaiah Simmons looks like he was absolute garbage. Maybe he wasn't the move. Maybe Ferris was fine. Tackles for loss, 12 for Ed Oliver, 10 for Baron Browning, 10 for Wade Boone. Sacks, 10 for Baron Browning, 9.5 for Ed Oliver, 7 for Kenny Clark, only 5 for Daryl Gilmore. Picks, Patrick Surtain gets his yearly 4 picks. Nick Bolton with 2, Duggar with 2, Simmons with 2, Holland with 2, and the other Simmons with 2. We got Justin Simmons and Isaiah Simmons out here. As for our team ranks, we were 5th in offensive points per game and 6th in defensive points per game. And it looks like we're going to be playing in a blizzard at Mile High against the Miami Dolphins. Doesn't bode well for them. So if we lose in a blizzard against a South Florida team, why is it lagging like that? Oh my gosh. Let's go, Pritchard. Down 6-3 now. We tied up 6-6 and we take a 13-6 lead. 13-9 lead at halftime. 20-9 lead in the third quarter. 27-9 lead in the third quarter. 27-12. 34-12. We're putting it away. 41-12. Dolphins don't know how to act in a blizzard, and it is evident. Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos will be moving on to the next round of the playoffs. 3 touchdowns, no picks, in a blizzard. Not a great completion percentage, but it was better than Conrad Cooper. Javonte Williams didn't do much. I don't know what it is, but you can't run the ball in the playoffs. Never, ever, ever. Defensively, Simmons wants to make tackles now in the playoffs. I mean, I'll take it. In the AFC Championship, we will be taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Ooh, let's not do hard-hitting brawl because I don't want them to be smacking us all over the place. And away we go. 3-0 lead to start the game. They go down, get a touchdown. They go down, get another touchdown. You know what? They're going to get another touchdown. Are we going to score any touchdowns? Down 27-3 at halftime. What? Pritchard is trash. 37-10. We're getting smacked. We look like the Dolphins right now. What is this garbage, dude? Ain't no way. Bro, you're telling me an X-Factor quarterback is this garbage when it comes down to it? You're telling me I played a whole nother year. We destroyed the Dolphins in our first playoff game this season just to get demolished by the division rival Chiefs. They really don't care. They have no will. What is going on? Sean Payton came out of retirement to try and guide this team to victory. And he got cursed with the QB Pritchard. I'm just so disappointed in this loser. Bring Cartwright out here, maybe throw it up to him. That's it. What? That's good accuracy? You're telling me that's good accuracy? I'm sure it is. Let's go, Cartwright. Yep, that's about right. You know, it really sucks when you have a really good team and they can't do anything. Wow. What a play. Was that Snead? Of course it was. Cartwright, come on. Ah, he dropped it. Whatever. We lost the game. Javonte Williams finally, in the final year, gets superstar. Would have been nice to see Baron Browning get up to superstar at some point. But we'll go ahead. We'll check him out first. He had a very solid career. I mean, his career's still going, but, you know, through the life of this rebuild, he had a lot of double-digit sack seasons, and I'm here for it. Baron Browning, I think, can produce these kind of numbers in real life as well. Let's go over here and take a look at Jerry Jeudy, the star of this rebuild. Putting up some Mike Evans-type numbers, over 1,000 every single year. He was our #1 and slot, so it's expected, but, you know, it's nice to see these consistent, great numbers from your #1 receiver. Go ahead and take a look at Sutton as well. I'm a big fan of Courtland Sutton in real life. I don't think he gets the respect he deserves. And he did put up solid enough numbers. 2 not so great years, but I'm going to put that on Pritchard. I'm going to be honest, that's on Pritchard. Take a look at the man, the myth, the legend, Daddy Dulcich over here. 900, 800, 900, 1,000, 800, 700, 700 for a tight end. Those are very good numbers. Only 1 year with over 1,000. Would have hoped he would have got up to superstar at some point. Just wasn't in the cards for him. It's okay. Solid O-line interior stayed throughout. Nick Bolton was someone we traded for early on. We'll look at Justin Simmons. How about that? We'll look at the guys who are actually Broncos. Justin Simmons didn't have a great year this year. You know, he's on his decline. But very solid safety all the way throughout. I mean, he was the anchor, the captain of this team. And we'll take a look at Patrick Surtain lastly. With his yearly 4 picks 3 years in a row. Almost 5 years in a row, but stalled out. Had a 3 in 1 year. Patrick Surtain, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. And I'm jealous of you Broncos fans that get to have this on your team. But that is going to do it for the rebuild of the Denver Broncos. Logan Pritchard was not the answer. Russ couldn't get to the Super Bowl either, though. Let's see in real life if Sean Payton can actually get this team to the Super Bowl. I think he'll have a better chance than I did. But that remains to be seen. And until next time, bye-bye.